Bill of Exchange, Bill of Exchange Act, an act relating to bills of exchange, checks, and promissory notes. Short title, boo boo. This act may be called as the Bill of Exchange Act. Interpretation, definition. 2 in this act, acceptance means an acceptance completed by delivery or notification. Acceptation. Action includes counterclaim and set off action. Bank means a bank or an authorized foreign bank within the means of Section 2 of the Bank Act. Bank. Bearer means the person in possession of a bill or note that is payable to bearer. Portier. Bill means bill of exchange. Lettre or something, if I can see it right. Defense includes counterclaim. Defense. Delivery means transfer of possession, actual or constructive, from one person to another. I can't even see that. Endorsement means an endorsement completed by delivery. Three times the charm. Holder. Thank God. Means the payee or endorsee of a bill or note who is in possession of it, or the bearer thereof. Issue means the first delivery of a bill or note, complete in form, to a person who takes it as a holder. 9 business day means days directed by this act to be observed as legal holidays or non-judicial days, and any other day is a business day. Note means promissory note. And value means valuable consideration. Part 1, general. Things done in good faith. 3, excuse me. 3, a thing is deemed to be done in good faith within the means of this act, where it is in fact done honestly, whether it is done negligently or not. Signature. 4, where by this act any instrument or writing is required to be signed by any person, it is not necessary that he should sign it with his own hand, but it is sufficient if his signature is written thereon by some other person by or under his authority. What required of corporation? What is required of the corporation? 5, in the case of a corporation where by this act any instrument or writing is required to be signed, it is sufficient if the instrument or writing is duly sealed with the corporate seal, but Nothing in this section shall be construed as requiring the bill or note of a corporation to be under seal. Computation of time. 6.1. Where by this act the time limited for doing any act or thing is less than 3 days. In reckoning time, 9 business days are excluded. Saturdays. In all matters relating to bills or notes. A. If the time for doing any act or thing expires or falls on a Saturday, that time is deemed to expire or fall, as the case may be, on the next following business day. 2B. A bill or note payable on demand cannot be duly presented for acceptance or payment on a Saturday, and C. Failure to do any act or thing on a Saturday does not give rise to any rights. Excuse me. Checks. 3. Notwithstanding any other provision of this act, a check may be presented and paid on a Saturday or a non-judicial day if the drawee is open for business at the time of the presentment, and the presentment in all other respects is in accordance with this act, and the non-acceptance or non-payment of a check so presented give rise to the same rights as though it had been presented on a business day other than a Saturday, where bank not open for business. 4. In all matters relating to bills or notes, notwithstanding any other provision of this act, if a branch of a bank carrying a business is not open for business on a business day. A. The time for doing any act or thing at the branch, if the time expires or falls on that day, is deemed to expire or fall, as the case may be, on the next following business day on which the branch is open for business. 4A. The time for doing any act. Well, I'm going to read 4 again. Where bank not open for business. 4. In all matters relating to bills or notes, notwithstanding any other provision of this act, if a branch of a bank carrying on business is not open for business on a business day. 4A. The time for doing any act or thing at a branch, if the time expires or fall on a business day, is deemed to expire or fall, as the case may be, on the next following business day on which the branch is open for business. B. A bill or note payable on demand cannot be duly presented for acceptance or payment at the branch on that day, and C. Failure to do any act or thing by reason of the branch not being open for business on that day does not give rise to any rights. Crossing dividend warrants. 7. The provisions of this act relating to cross checks apply to a warrant for payment of dividend. Bank Act not affected. 8. Nothing in this section affects the provisions of the Bank Act. Common Law of England. 9. The rules of the Common Law of England includes the law merchant, save in so far as they are inconsistent with the express provisions of this act applied to bills, notes, and checks. Protest evidence. 10. A protest of any bill or note within Canada and any copy thereof as copied by the notary or justice of the peace is in any action evidence of presentation and dishonor, and also a service of notice of the presentation and dishonor as stated in the protest or copy. Copy of protest evidence. 11. Where a bill or note presented for acceptance or payable outside Canada is protested for non-acceptance for non-payment, a notarial copy of the protest and of the notice of dishonor and a notarial certificate of the service of the notice shall be received in all courts as evidence of the protest, notice, and service. Officer of bank not to act as notary. 12. No clerk, teller, or agent of any bank shall act as a notary in the protesting of any bill or note payable at the bank or at any of the branches of the bank in which he is employed. Purchase of patent right. 13.1. Every bill or note, the consideration of which consists in whole or in part of the purchase money of a patent right or of a partial interest limited geographically or otherwise in a patent right, shall have written or printed prominently and legibly across the face thereof before it is issued the words given for a patent right. Absence of necessary words. 2. If the words given for a patent right are not written or printed on any instrument in the manner prescribed in subsection 1, the instrument and any renewal thereof is void, except in the hands of a holder in due course without notice of the consideration. Transfer E. To take with equities. 14. The endorsee or other transferee of any instrument referred to in section 13 having the words given for a patent right printed or written thereon takes the instruments subject to any defense or set off in respect of the whole or any part thereof that would have existed between the original parties. Offense and punishment. 15. Every person who issues, sells, or transfers by endorsement or delivery any instrument referred to in section 13 not having the words given for a patent right printed or written across the face thereof in the manner prescribed by that section, knowingly the consideration of that instrument to have consisted in whole or in part of the purchase money of a patent right or of a patent interest limited geographically or otherwise in a patent right is guilty of an indictable offense and limited to imprisonment for any term not exceeding 1 year or to such fine not exceeding $200 as the court thinks fit. Part 2. When we come back, part 2.